Hey there, everybody. With set 3 right around the corner, the Rise of the Flood War metagame is kind of a lame duck metagame at this point, and I, as well as a lot of other competitive players, have kind of grown tired of playing it. So in the meantime, my friend Wonderland actually set up a cube that we could draft and then play against each other in Pixelborn. What a cube is basically a fixed subset of cards that are curated by whoever created the cube that you then draft using normal draft rules. Now, because there isn't a lot of limited content online for Lorcana currently, I am going to run through the rules of draft just really briefly so that you have an understanding of what's going on. If you feel you don't need that breakdown, feel free to go to the description and find the timestamp for where the actual draft starts and skip ahead to that. The way a typical Lorcana draft works is that you open a pack of 12 cards, you choose one card from that pack to add to your deck, and then pass the remaining 11 cards to the person on your left. At the same time, you'll receive a pack of 11 cards from the person on your right. You then pick one more card from that pack and pass it around. That continues until all 12 cards have been picked out of the pack, where you then open another pack, choose one card from that pack of 12 cards, and then pass the remaining cards to your right. You then receive a pack of cards that has 11 cards left in it from the person on your left, pick one card, add it to your deck, and so on. Now this continues for a total of 4 packs, and at the end of draft, you will have 48 cards that you've selected in your pool of cards. There are no restrictions on what ink colors you can play. You can play all 6 inks, and you have to play at least 40 cards. You will have 48 cards in your sealed pool, which means that you have 8 cuts to make. Now this is interesting because oftentimes you have more than 8 bad cards that you've drafted because that's just what happens in draft, although it's a little bit less likely to happen in cube draft. Really, the only major differences between a regular Lorcana draft and a cube draft are that the cards you are drafting are curated and they do not follow any sort of rarity distribution. So you might open a pack that has almost exclusively legendaries and super rares because that just happens to be the cards that were selected to go into the cube. Alright, well this wasn't meant to be a full-on instructional video, so I'll leave it at that and you can follow along and probably pick it up as we go. Alright, we are here playing a cube draft in Lorcana with some friends from the 20 Lore Pro Discord server. And I don't know that much about the format yet, but I have drafted quite a bit of Lorcana, so let's see if we can figure this out. Cards I think are good. I think this Pinocchio is probably pretty good. Elsa being an uninkable 8-drop is probably not good. I think this Beast is very good. Maleficent, probably very good. I think Elsa's pretty decent. And the rest of the stuff is things I probably wouldn't consider first picking. I guess I don't know what this card does. This cube does include a lot of set 3 cards, which I personally do not have a lot of experience with because I don't read spoilers that closely. Okay, it's kind of cute, but it's uninkable. I feel like for me, it's between maybe Beast and Maleficent. And I think I'm just going to take the good early card advantage character. I think there's a lot of really powerful late game stuff, and you don't need to take it super aggressively. In this pack, in Limited, I think You Have Forgotten Me is very good. Dragonfire is very good. I think this Surfer Stitch is also probably quite good. Morph has a lot of potential. There's a lot of really good shift characters in the cube. But I think I'm just going to take Dragonfire. Removal's at a premium. Dragonfire kills anything. So that seems like the pick to me. Otherwise, I would probably take Stitch. If not Stitch, probably the You Have Forgotten Me. This pack has some stuff. It's important to take ways to deal with evasives. One of the easiest ways to just get crushed in Limited is to not have ways to deal with evasives. And that includes cards like Jetsam with evasive itself and removal spells like Strength of a Raging Fire. That said, I'm probably going to take this Meta Mim Fox. A, I already have a character that synergizes really well with it. And B, this is a beating in the early game. And there are some locations in this cube. So having ways to deal with locations is really important. Otherwise, Strength of a Raging Fire is also really good, and I wouldn't fault anyone for picking that here. The rest of the pack, pretty weak. I think, Jetsam is a good card to have in your pool. Maximus is okay. This Beast can do some work, but again, there's plenty of late game you can pick up. This pack, not a lot of things I like here. I think Christopher Robin's kind of awkward to set up. I don't like an uninkable 7. I think Jafar is hard to make work in Limited, or at least make it super powerful. Bibbidi Bobbidi requires synergy. I'm not very high on locations. Don't think killing items is that important. I do think Panic it tends to be pretty good in limited. The 2/3 body, the quest for 2 is quite good for a 3-drop. And the ability often lets you trade like a 1-drop or a 2-drop up, which is really nice. So I'm going to take Panic here. I don't know. This is resist 2. Chosen character gains resist +2 this turn. Okay. It's an interesting card. I don't know how good it is. I think Takaz okay. I'm sure Lythos is okay. Probably has like a lot of upside. It's the sort of card I would like to try playing with. So I might take it here. I don't know that it's the pick. Fairy Godmother, very good. I think Taka and Limited quite good. Namari has some potential. I do think the cheap locations are better than the expensive ones. Yeah, but I'm going to take Lythos just so I can play with it and see how good it is. Alright, some good stuff here. Jasmine is very good. You Have Forgotten Me is very good. I think Maximus is also very good, although I do have a lot of pretty good 3-drops already, so a little bit lower on Maximus. So much value here. I don't exactly have a lot of big butts to pair with Jasmine at this point. I'm going to take You Have Forgotten Me as just a good value card. This pack is much worse than the last one. I don't really like most of these. I think Ursula's Cauldron's pretty bad. Eye of Fate's pretty bad. Plasma Blaster's okay. Dr. Facilier's pretty mediocre. I'm going to try taking a location here. See if we can make this work. Okay. I don't think Scrooge's Top Hat's any good. Aladdin's quite bad. Plasma Blaster, Musketeer's Tabard, not great. I think Plasma Blaster would be fine if you could ink it, but you can't. I do think Shere Khan is quite good, though, so we'll take a Shere Khan here. Alright, and this is our opening pack. Of these cards, I should probably take a 2-drop. Just to fill out our curves. So I'll take the aggressive one. It's nice to have cards that punish people for slow starts and just end the game quickly. Of these, I think the Sword and Dr. Facilier's cards are pretty bad, so Donald Duck will do. And this Dr. Facilier is fine. Stampede's pretty bad. Ultimately, we're going to draft 4 packs here. 4 packs of 12 cards each, which means we'll have 48 cards. We'll build a 40-card deck, so you only get to cut 8 total cards, which can be kind of tough. Sometimes you'll have more than 8 bad cards that you don't want to play. Like, I don't want to play this Mickey, but luckily I only have 1 really bad card at this point. Alright, going the other direction. This pack has some good stuff. In Limited, I think Hey Hey is quite good. I think Tiana is quite good as well. The Prince is also very strong. I think Donald Duck has quite a bit of potential, especially if you could like wield his teeth in ambitions, although I doubt that will happen. I think for me, it comes down to Tiana versus the Prince. These are both cards that can absolutely run away with the game if your opponent can't answer them. And I don't know which is better. I like that the Prince is inkable, but I don't have that many uninkables. I'm going to try playing Tiana. Fits our curve better. Definitely harder to remove. This pack, some good stuff here. I think Baboom is nice. It's nice to have some amount of removal in your pool. I think Hans is quite good and maybe what I will take here. Maleficent, very good. I think this is Mickey Mouse. 3/4s for 3 are pretty common, but they're all very, very strong. They do a really good job of controlling the board early. I know there's a bunch of Fire the Cannons in the pools, so that this Captain Hook can be quite strong. But I think I'm going to go with Hans. Hans is just a really, really strong card. It's aggressive, can remove things. All around super good. Otherwise, I think Maleficent or Baboom would be my next picks. This pack, I think there's a number of reasonable things here. I think Ratigan is a good evasive threat. Can definitely do a lot of work. Otherwise, Yzma's very good. I don't really care that much about most of these other cards. Having a 1-drop would be kind of nice. I don't have a lot of early game at this point, but I'm not desperate for it yet. I think I'm going to take the high upside card. I think Ratigan has the potential to run away with the game, as do a lot of aggressive questing evasive cards. And I think I'm happy to have one in my pool. This pack I'm not a huge fan of. I do think Pascal goes pretty hard in Limited in Lorcana. And it's definitely one of the cards I'm considering here. I don't really care for Captain Hook, Madame Mim, Maurice, 99 Puppies, You Can Fly, Beast. Be Your Guest is just filler. I think Snow White and Pascal are definitely the best cards here. And I don't have a ton of late game, so I'm going to take Snow White. I actually think it's pretty close between Snow White and Pascal. Pascal can quest for a huge amount of lore if you play it on turn 1. Now, I'd love to get a small Snow White to shift this onto. Okay, of these cards, most of it's fine. I think Louis' fine. But Queen of Hearts is broken, so I think we'll just take Queen of Hearts. I think Pick a Fight's fine too, but we don't have a ton of 5s, and this threatens to draw a ton of cards and take over a game, so we'll take the Queen of Hearts. I'm not a big weight set fan, binding contract fan. I think Ariel's okay, Judy Hopps is okay, but I will just take a decent 2-drop that can trade up potentially, and otherwise just controls the board well in the early game. Very good against the locations, these 1/4 locations, so we'll take the Gaston here. Okay, a lot of middling stuff and a Baboom. I think Baboom is just a really nice card to have, so I'll take it. I think Sneezy is better than it looks. Mickey Mouse. Things that cost 7 are hard to play. Things that cost 8, I think, are nearly unplayable in Limited. Cube, it's maybe a little bit easier to get to 8 if you have enablers. I know the double lantern item is in this cube, but we don't have it, so I think I'm just going to take the Queen. It's definitely the most consistently good card here. Yeah, I don't care that much for any of these. I'll take... I think Bestow a Gift has some potential. Nothing to Hide is probably okay, but you're really not trying to play around that much stuff in Limited, so I don't know that it is all that valuable. These are all pretty bad, but I guess I'll take the Most Diabolical Scheme, just in case it pans out. Dr. Facilier is powerful. I'll take it just in case we get like a morph or something. 99 Puppies is bad. 2 packs in, 8 cards I don't want to play. Or sorry, excuse me, 4 cards I don't want to play out of the 8 that I can pass on playing. Right on target, but I would have liked to get out of that pack with not 3 bad cards. Okay, going into pack 3, we've got a pretty decent deck here. There's definitely some good stuff. I would like to have this morph in my deck. I actually think the morph would be quite good in my deck, but I don't see how I can pass this Tinkerbell. This card is just absolutely broken, one of the best cards in Limited. 6 is pretty easy to hit. It comes down. It's the sort of card that will just absolutely take over a game consistently. Otherwise, Mufasa, pretty good in Limited. I mean, you're not going to get any crazy hits most of the time, but you don't play that many cards that aren't characters, so it pretty consistently gets you value. And yeah, otherwise, Morph, very good with something like Snow White, the Queen. We've got stuff to shift on to it, which would be nice, but I'm going to take this Tinkerbell. All right, somewhat weaker pack. I think Baboom, obviously very good, but I already have one, which makes me a little less inclined to take it. Friends on the other side, very good. Queen of Hearts, very good, pairs well with our Queen of Hearts. But I think I'm going to take Scar, because Scar just wins the game when you play it a lot of the time. And although it's hard to get to 7, I think it's worth it for a card like this. It's often better than Be Prepared in Limited, because it's just like a one-sided Be Prepared. And it's very hard to play around, because what are you going to do? Not quest with your characters? So let's take the Scar. Ooh, this is a good pack. Yeah, lots of good stuff here. I think I'm going to take Minnie Mouse just because it's a very, very aggressively costed character. Lots of the removal spells in limited, and in this cube do 2 damage, which does not remove Minnie Mouse. Otherwise, I think Cinderella's quite good, especially if you can shift it. Hades is very good. This Pluto is extremely powerful if you can shift it. Would be happy to have any of those cards, honestly, but I'm going to take the Minnie Mouse. Okay. We don't have a ton of 2-drops, and we have a Snow White to shift onto this, so I think I'm definitely going to take this Snow White here. Otherwise, it's a pretty weak pack, I think. Dewey's fine. Quilla's okay. I wouldn't be very happy about the other cards, but I actually might take this anyway, even if I didn't have the shift Snow White. I'm just looking at our uninkable counts here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is not dangerous by any means. Okay. This gives resist 2 characters here. I don't know. That doesn't seem great to me. It doesn't give any lore. I think Hercules has some good potential. I think Magic Mirror is a card that has really high upside, but sometimes you can just get run over while trying to use this, and I don't necessarily want to commit to that one. I think I have a pretty decent pool going here. Okay. Alright, there's some stuff I like here. I think Prince Eric's pretty good, especially if you have an aggressive deck going, which we're definitely in the middle. We have a decently aggressive deck, so I think this could be good. I think Pluto is probably pretty good early on. I don't know how good it is later on in the game. Haven't had a chance to play with it. It's a card I would love to try, but it doesn't feel like a Pluto deck at this point. I mean, if we had taken the 7-drop Pluto, I would slam it. I think Robin Hood is where I want to be here. Prince Eric is good. Cinderella is good. But let's just take this. I think this Robin Hood's going to do us fine. I think Alice is kind of crazy and limited. Let's all of your early game characters trade up, which makes me want to, for sure, try to find some lower drops to pair with Alice. Using Alice to like quest with a 4-drop and then use your 1-drop to trade into their 4-drop just seems really, really good to me. Yeah, Minnie Mouse seems like what I want. I think Beast Mirror is pretty good and limited. I don't have any good items to go with Flaversham, so let's just take the Minnie Mouse. I think Enchantress is probably pretty good. Scar is definitely good. I think Painting the Roses Red is also quite good and limited, but I've got some aggressive stuff going on here, and I think I just want to commit to that. I'll take the Queen of Hearts to pair with our other Queen of Hearts. I've got plenty of 2-drops, and Yzma is not aggressive enough for me, so I'll take the weight set. It's not amazing, but it's inkable, and if I have to play it, I can. Wouldn't hate being able to cut this Bestow a Gift as well. Otherwise, I think I'm decently happy with the other cards I have. Lots of stuff I like here. I like Ray, I like Goofy, but I think I'm going to take Rapunzel. The upside of Rapunzel is just so high that I don't think I can pass it. Don't have a ton of things that can stack a bunch of damage on them, but even just drawing 1 or 2 with this card is so crazy broken and limited that I just don't think I can pass it. Ray, a very, very, very good card. Goofy, quite good, and counters Ray, conveniently enough. But we're going to take the Rapunzel. Not 100% sure. Rafiki, I think Rafiki's very good. It's nice to have cards in your deck that counter locations. So I think I'm going to take the Rafiki here. Think Mickey Mouse is quite good. Cogsworth's a pretty decent 2-drop if that's what you need. Obviously there's value here and You've Forgotten Me, but I've already got one. I don't need a second one of those. Marshmallow is a very strong card and limited. It's slow, but it will win the game eventually. If I didn't have a bunch of uninkable late game already, I would take Gaston. Just trying to pick Li Shang. I'm going to take this on. I don't really want a lot of this other stuff. I think Li Shang is really good as a way to answer evasives, but I want to be the aggro deck, I think. This card is really aggressive, draws me a card. I don't want to turn that down. Fire the Cannon's also a very, very good pick, I think. But I'm going to take the Gaston. Here, a number of good picks as well. Fire the Cannon's here. I think this card is good. You can give something reckless, and whenever one of your other characters is banished, oh, they lose lore. I think that's quite good. I'm not going to take it just because it's uninkable. But I like Phil, I like Beast, I like Daisy Duck. This Mickey is, like, okay if you're trying to play Maleficent or something, but I'm not doing that. I think I'm just going to take this Beast. I think decent stats, deals damage, very good. I think Daisy Duck, Phil I would also be happy to have. Here. Yzma maybe. Just another nice, powerful late game card. You can ink it if you need to. I have a bunch of 2-drops, so I don't think I need Cusco. It's not like I have crabs to go with it or anything. Hypnotize is a little bit slow, but definitely not a bad card. I think I'll just take the Yzma, though. Okay, here I think, Sleepy and Doc are very good. I think Doc is probably the better card. It's just less susceptible to getting eaten in the late game. Can help us ramp out some of our powerful late game cards. I'm going to take the Doc here. All right. How many princesses do I have? Not 0. Not 1,000,000. Okay, I'm going to take Moana. It quests for 3, so it's hard to remove. I think this is going to be a good card. This Pinocchio is a okay card. Actually pairs pretty well with my Madame Mim Fox, though. But I think we'll just take the powerful 5-drop. Here, I don't really want any of these cards. Pick a Fight goes well with Shere Khan. But I'm just going to take an Inkable, I think. Mr. Smee goes really well with Rapunzel. Beastmere draws cards, though. I'm going to take the Beastmere. It's a nice nice to have in case the game goes super long. Ring the Bell is an Inkable. These cards are all super mediocre. I have nothing great to get with Do It Again. I think Rapunzel's quite good. Alright, well, I think we've got a deck, and I honestly don't think I'm going to have to play this Bestow a Gift, which is really nice. And I'm definitely not playing Dr. Facilier's cards. Hey, I'm here adding some commentary in post. The 40 cards you see on the screen right now are the deck I ended up playing. I just had to go through the awkwardly manual process of adding these cards to a deck in Pixelborn. But once that was done, we were able to play some games, so let's hop into those. Alright, we are here playing against Wonderland in Cube Draft. As far as an opening hand, this is okay. I've got a good set of 3s and 4 here. Would like to get a 2-drop or a 1-drop somewhere in here. I'm going to ship those two and see what we can find. Okay. It's not a good hand. It's not looking like a Beastmere game either, since we're on the draw and don't have an early play. Yeah, more late game. Beastmere's out for me. Kind of hoping that I have something I can Baboom on turn 2. Otherwise, this is going to be a very lackluster start. Huey. Yeah, okay. Ring the Bell. Not what I want to do. Whatever, let's just blast this guy off the face of the earth. Pass. Ariel. Hopefully they miss. No way. Oh my god, that's so good. Oh god. I hate that. Well, in the face of that, I'm going to ink Sheer Con and play this Maleficent. If Wonder wants to shoot down my Maleficent, good for him, I guess. No need to play a threat like Panic or Minnie Mouse that just gets crushed by that. Plus, I'm happy to pick this up with Madame M. Fox if given the choice. Oh, I have to discard. I'm going to get rid of this Panic. Yeah, it's uninkable, so it's kind of a liability. And I would rather pick up Maleficent to challenge Ariel if given the choice. Okay. Yeah. Minnie Mouse is fine. But I need to ink something, and I want to keep my good card advantage cards here. I can't ink Robin Hood, or I would. And I think Hans is a little bit better than Minnie, so I'll just play the Hans instead of the Minnie. Oh, Lord. I'm getting got here. That's some value. No, knowing my hand is good for him. Hate that. But okay, let's get this Ariel off the table. I'm gonna ink a Donald Duck. Play Robin Hood. Oh, okay, grab your sword. Super good with Ursula's shell necklace. Yikes. I'll quest here. Not that afraid of things. I'm gonna ink my Maleficent and just play my Gaston. Of these, they're kind of all mediocre. I'm gonna take Hercules just because it's a bigger body. It's not like I'm super close to winning the game on lore or anything. Taka. Spooky. Well, I have some options. And I think maybe playing a tempo strategy is going to be good for me here. Something like just playing Yzma and shooting down the Taka and questing for 4 seems pretty good, actually. Obviously, giving them card advantage isn't what I want to be doing, especially with something like You Have Forgotten Me, but I have so much pressure on that I think it might be okay. Now, obviously, if you play Scar or Be Prepared or something, I'm going to be in trouble, but there's kind of nothing I can do about that. Oh my god, he had Be Prepared. So good. Another Ursula shell necklace. You know, I'm starting to think he had an advantage by putting the cube together. He knows all the synergies. I'm just out here trying to draft good cards. Cauldron, sure. I've been told there are 2 Be Prepareds in the cube, so if he has both of them, I'm going to be not super happy about it. I should have considered inking a card last turn, actually, since I have Tiana and really do have an incentive to empty my hand here to turn off these shell necklaces and all songs. Actions in general. We'll see. If I draw something that costs 3 or less, I do have that option. Oh my lord. That's so good. Getting back, be prepared. Okay. So I have to empty my hand here, or I'm going to lose. I think that's clear. I'm gonna have to get a good draw. That'll work. That will work. Discarding. All right. Smartly discarding some actions. Now I have to hope this Tiana can just carry me to the end of the game. Resist 2. Very powerful. Hopefully he doesn't have a Maui. That's kind of the one thing I'm scared of is a Maui. Okay, Kronk, not bad. That's definitely not bad. All right. Think I just gotta get aggressive here. Play my Lithos and pass. And then hopefully we can find a way to just sort of limp across the finish line, even if they remove my Tiana. Can really only do 1, 2 damage to it, or 3 damage to it on board. Alright, we take down game 1. Nice. Alright, we're going into game 2 against Wonderland, and now I know he's doing some crazy song deck shenanigans. He's on the play. I think You've Forgotten Me still has quite a bit of potential when I go second. I want to keep Madam Mim, I want to keep Shere Khan. I don't want to keep these Uninkables, and Yzma's not super great this early. So I'll keep this stuff. Maybe send back Lithos, looking for some early game. A 1 or a 2 drop is going to be really important, I think. Alright, not bad. I'll take it. Yeah, it's another game where I just don't think Beastmere is going to come up. Shell Necklace. No, Huey. Okay. Let me... I'm going to ink Rapunzel and play Dr. Faciliade, just because I think it's going to hold back this Huey more likely. Another aerial. Looks like he hit again. What is this, constructed? This is wild. Well, of these, I think getting Shere Khan in play is probably the best. Don't want to quest and just give up my Dr. Facilier. This has support, so it's important to keep that in mind. Oh my god. My lord. Yeah. I think it's not really looking like the game for Alice. And I do want to get this aerial off the board. So I think let's just do this. Could probably have inked Dr. Facilier instead of Alice, but I actually kind of like having a cheaper card in hand. Oh my god. Please stop. Please stop. Oh my god, that's so good. Draw 2. That's crazy. At least I get one of these cards back with Queen of Hearts, but that is just disgusting what's going on over there. Unfortunately, this game I don't have any good questing threats set up, so it's gonna be It's going to be a tough one to win. How many shell necklaces are in his deck? How does he have both of them in play in 2 games? Oh my god, stop. This is just not fair. Well, I kind of expect to get Be Prepared pretty soon, but I'm going to put the queen in play. I'm not going to ink anything. I'm in no hurry to spend my cards. It's not like I'm close to double playing 2 cards in 1 turn here. Yeah, sure, why not? Lantern. Morph, yep. Oh my god. So much value. Alright, well I don't think I can pass this up, even though I do think I'm gonna get Be Prepared next turn. It's alright. Mm-hmm. It's just got it all. Okay. My turn. I think Ink Hercules. Play Hans plus Enchantress is what I want to do. Mulan, yep. Oh, Maximus. Yeah. Well, I think now is as good a time as any to play You Have Forgotten Me. Losing Pongo and Grab Your Sword. Wow, he's got stuff better than Grab Your Sword. That can't be good. I think I'm just going to pass for a turn. It's kind of a losing proposition with this Dragon Gem in play, but I might be able to set up something like Hans, shoot Hans, Robin Hood, shoot Hans to draw 2. Not sure how good that's going to be, but wouldn't hate it. Daisy Duck. Does it stay on top? Yes. Long came Zeus. Yup. Very good. Very good. Okay, and an Aladdin. I cannot beat this. We can just concede here. This one, my deck does not have the stuff to beat this. Going first against Wonderland's shenanigans deck. Seemed a little bit greedy to me, but who am I to judge? Got a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Honestly, I'm just going to keep all of this. Ship the You Have Forgotten Me. It doesn't seem super good against him. Of these, I'm least interested in this Donald Duck. We'll pass. We need to be aggressive. His deck does some absurd stuff with card draw and songs in the late game. We need to end the game quickly. We finally have a good 2-drop, which is nice. He knows what's up over here, but that's okay. Yeah. I think this Rapunzel... Well, I don't want to ink it this soon, do I? Honestly, let's ink this Hans. Play Aurora. If he plays something that challenges Aurora, I'll play Hercules. Otherwise, I'll play Maleficent. Lantern, okay. Getting his ramp on over there. Yeah, happy to just cantrip here, I think. Not too worried. I haven't seen any, like, rush threats out of him, so should be okay on that front. Getting this Radigan in play is going to be important for us. I guess I'm somewhat worried about grab your sword. Louis. It's kind of annoying. Because it does box my guys pretty well. Not interested in Yzma. Still, I think we just go on this plan and turn our guys sideways, try to end the game before he starts doing the drawing a bunch of cards with Ursula's Shell Necklace. Ariel, that could be very, very problematic. Because now all he has to do is have the grab your sword in hand. Okay, he's got to be prepared. Good to know. Be our guest, sure. 5 cards in hand. 2 of them are Be Prepared and Mulan. I don't hate that. Well, in the face of potential grab your sword, I'm just going to take out this Louis while I have a chance. What to ink? Probably Hercules, and I think I want to get Shere Khan in play. Now, if he does play grab your sword as a way to remove Radigan, I can heal up with Rapunzel on Shere Khan, and then take down the Ariel. Obviously, he has plenty of other songs that could remove Radigan, but at least we can play around one thing. Robin Hood for no value, but I guess it can answer Radigan at some point. Given that I have Tinkerbell to finish off Robin Hood, I'm going to quest with both. And then I'm going to play Snow White. Got plenty of decent stuff to get back. Ursula's Cauldron, sure, sure. Okay, access to Be Prepared as early as next turn. He does go for the Shere Khan. And the Shell Necklace, okay. Well, if that's the way they want to play it, I'm just going to take my draw 3 here. I think that's better than activating Snow White. Then quest for 2, and yeah, we'll put this location in play. And pass. They have to go down to 1 card to play Be Prepared. This location is going to do some work, I think. Should probably quest for 1 or attack my location. But he does not. All right. Well, let's get on the value train here. I'm just going to go in. To Ka. Okay. Whenever this character banishes another character and challenge, you gain 2 lore. Sure. Think let's just do our thing here. Assuming there's no second Be Prepared, we're in good shape. And we take it down. All right, we are here playing round 2 of Q Draft. I kind of like my hand. I like this curve of 2, 3, 4, but they're all uninkable, which is a little bit annoying. I definitely want to ink this Merlin, so I'll keep the Merlin. Hercules, not super important, but I might just keep it Frank. I'm just going to keep everything. I think the hand is good. I don't know what I would be looking for. I don't have a ton of 1-drops to go get. The 1-drop location in my deck is not very good on the draw. So I'm going to just keep this to make sure I have inkables, because I really like my curve here. Hydros. Okay. I'm hoping this Rafiki can get some damage on it for Rapunzel. Let's just ink the Merlin. Definitely the worst card in my hand. One of the worst cards in my deck, probably. Forbidden Mountain. It's not what I was hoping to see. Given that I have another 6-drop, I'm going to ink this Tinkerbell, just because I can't get rid of the Snow White. This could be a problem. Rafiki does pressure it a little bit, which is good, but could be a problem for sure. Oh, Fairy Godmother, very annoying. Still, I think we're going to be okay. Ink Hercules. Play Rafiki, and I am going to challenge this Forbidden Mountain. It's fine. Fairy Godmother comes here. I can ping there. Otherwise, I can ping here. Got lots of options. Inked You've Forgotten Me. Surprises me. Prince Eric. Okay. Doesn't quite feel like a Minnie Mouse game. I like the idea of playing this to shoot down the Fairy Godmother. And I will challenge the Forbidden Mountain here. Okay, Prince Philip. I'm a bit surprised by that. Might just be good to draw to. Yeah, let's get a draw 2 in. Dr. Facilier, no thank you. Let's finish off the Forbidden Mountain. Then I will ping Prince Eric down. Obviously, he can take out Beast, but this prevents it from questing. And I can take this Prince Philip out. Oh, he chooses Rapunzel. Okay. Well, if he wants to trade here, that's fine with me. Yeah, no problem. We're up a bunch of cards, so I feel pretty good here. It's not like I'm way behind in lore or anything. Simba. Yeah. Let's just, slam a Snow White and pass. I could ping. Pinging's okay. Yeah, why not? What's the worst thing that could happen? Hades. Getting ink. I do have enough to take down Snow White here. But what I can do is I can quest, can grab Beast, I can shoot Simba, Could have shot Hades too, but this seems fine to me. Ink Queen of Hearts, play Shere Khan, pass. Hope that there's not a Be Prepared in there. That's it. We're actually decently well set up to be prepared here. That's very annoying. Fine by me. Okay, now here I think we pick up Rapunzel. Then may as well quest here. And kind of like all my cards, I'm going to ink a Madam Mim Fox just so I have options for next turn. He has a choice between taking out Snow White and Beast. If he takes out Snow White, I get to draw 3. Takes out Beast, I get to activate Snow White. All seem very good for me. Then I can use Panic to finish off Hercules. Yep, that's no problem. Ooh, fire the cannons. Alright, alright. We're still set up mighty fine to beat all of this, but it's a little bit annoying. I'll play Tiana. And no need to quest with Queen of Hearts. It kind of dominates the board here. Jafar, sure. All of these things combined cannot deal with Tiana. And he really can't quest because of Queen of Hearts. Or he thinks he can, I guess. Don't think it's going to work out very well, though. Let's take out Benja. And draw 2. Ooh, Scar. Yeah, honestly, I'm just going to challenge. Draw a bunch of cards. I don't see why not. Ink this. Play the character of the quest for 3. And pass. Alright. Let's do this in the right order. Play Gaston, because why not? Grab a Baboom. Pass. The only thing that can get them out of this is Be Prepared, so no need to worry too much. Alright. Okay, on the draw, in round 2 of Cube here. This hand is definitely worse than the last one. I'm going to ship Dragonfire just because it's uninkable and slow. Yeah, I really need to find some early game. I want to keep Tiana because it's so powerful. Okay, Gaston will go a long way, I think. Yeah. Kind of like Baboom. Stupid locations. Very good on the play. Very good on the play. I don't have a ton of 1-drops, and they don't pressure it very well, but If I can get this Gaston to stick on the board, we'll be okay. If I can't, that's going to be a problem. Yeah, this is not a Minnie Mouse game, that's for sure. The question is there a shock in my opponent's hand? If there's a shock, I'm going to lose. If not, I think I'm going to win. Milo. Okay. Well, Milo is decent, but I do get to take out Neverland. This has Ward. Okay. So I think the game plan right now is to play Doc, lose my Gaston, then I get to play Donald Duck next turn, and Donald Duck does a decent job of threatening the Forbidden Mountain, at least in combination with Baboom. Ooh, Pongo, that's a problem. That is definitely a problem. Panic is okay. But Smallana, unfortunately, is going to be a little bit too slow, and I can't ink a lot of my other stuff, so it has to go. How am I going to get rid of this Pongo? I'm going to need to find Ratigan or like Tinkerbell, I think. Oh, Arthur, scary as well. That's a good draw. I think what I have to do... Oh, I just don't have the ink for anything. I can do this. Play Panic on Donald Duck. Take out the Forbidden Mountain and play my Robin Hood. I think that has to be the play. And then next turn I can potentially shoot plus Baboom on this Pongo, at which point I may have rested board control back. I would love to draw an Inkable so that I could also play Tiana. Ooh, I need 6 ink. I don't know that that's good for me. A whole new world? My lord. That was like a worst case scenario. I needed my hand to get rid of this Pongo. I can't believe he just snapped it off. I guess we're racing. Yzma. I can Yzma the Pongo. He needs a ton of cards anyway. Yeah, that seems good. Let's do that. Pray there's no Be Prepareds over there. No Be Prepared one time. No Be Prepared one time. A single time. Okay, no Be Prepared. Whew. Love that. Love that. Wow, Arthur LeFou, that is a scary combo. Luckily, it shouldn't matter here. I'm just going to quest with everything, and they're going to have to be prepared every turn for the rest of the game, I think. Doing a whole lot of nothing over there. Okay. It's actually kind of a nice threat here. Well, not so much, I guess, because they could just kill it before the Be Prepared. So, what to do? I kind of like the idea of picking up my ward character in case they do have Be Prepared. And then I'll just pass. Milo Thatch. If you have a way to banish that, that's pretty crazy. Alright, looks like we got there. Yoink. Alright, we are playing Game 3 of the Cube Draft of Wonderland's Pixelborn Lorcana Cube. We have lost the die roll every single game, which is just fantastic. I love to see it. I think I'm going to ship Yzma. Probably also Moana. I don't know exactly what I'm looking for. I think Minnie Mouse is a pretty good one, though. Depending on what they play. Cinderella. Yeah, I like playing my Minnie Mouse here. One jump ahead. Sheesh. Okay. There is some stuff going on here. So let's quest here. We're definitely playing our Queen of Hearts. I kind of like getting rid of Snow White. Aurora might be important for ending the game, so let's keep that around. Flynn Rider, okay. Certainly a card. Of these, now I'll get rid of Aurora. No need for Merlin. I think quest pick up Minnie is probably my best play here. Cogsworth. We'll discard Minnie. Moana. I'm going to ink Lythos. Play Rapunzel. Now I think questing with Mim Fox is good. Morph. Let it go. All right. That's some stuff. That's some stuff. We don't want to spend too many cards. I like the idea of just shooting down Morph. I guess I can't because of Cogsworth, but I'll pass. Fire the cannon, sure. This Flynn's questing for 1 a turn. I'm not super scared of that. Hans, also not great in the face of Cogsworth. I should maybe have I should maybe have gotten rid of Cogsworth when I could with Panic. Mickey Mouse. Yeah, yeah. Let's do this, this. 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 This seems good. Kind of forces them to do something about this Moana, I feel. And that should open up opportunities for me. Yeah. So we can get this Cogsworth off the board, which lets us get other stuff off the board. That's going to be key, I think. Yeah. And we have an answer now to Flynn. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Shoot the morph. Quest here. Pass. Be prepared. Dr. Facilier. Alright, but we get there anyway. Okay, on the draw again. Kind of like this stuff. I think Minnie is going to be a little weak on the draw. Robin Hood, I'm a little bit skeptical of just because I'm worried about Cogsworth coming down early again. But I'll keep the rest of this stuff. Gives us good options in the early game. Mickey. Alright, look at my hand. See what we're up to. I'm going to ink the location. I'd rather just have something that I'm in control of and can deal damage. Another Bucky draw. Why the heck not? Well, doesn't feel like a Gaston game. Let's get aggro. Ooh, Cusco. Kind of annoying. Cinderella also kind of annoying. Yeah, I think I am going to quest with both, even though this Cusco is going to draw a card. I'm going to shoot this Cinderella. The question is what I ink. And I'm guessing it should just... God, Tinkerbell removing Bucky's so good, but I can't ink this Gaston, which means it's going to be stuck in my hand forever. Really hoping my opponent doesn't play the Flynn Rider again. The Flynn Rider plus Bucky shenanigans is a problem. Morph. I don't hate Hans. Morph could be anything, though. That's very scary. Well, I'm going to threaten to take it out. I really wish this would have been the ping beast, but that's okay. Inking Smash. That can't be good for me. Bucky shift something. Yeah, Cogsworth. That's pretty good. I should probably get rid of the uninkables. They are a liability. Tiana. Go. Ah. Grab your sword. That's very annoying. Well, this Tiana is still a very good threat, though. So we have that going for us, at least. Wow. I don't think this Rapunzel is going to be good. I'd rather just get the queen in play, I think. Because the queen can allow me to threaten Cogsworth with Tiana, which is nice. Yeah. All right, and we take it down. All right, well, thank you so much for watching. That was a nice 3-0 in one of my first Lorcana Cube drafts. I hope you enjoyed it. I know it's a little bit different from what's typically on my channel and typically on YouTube Lorcana content in general, but it was a lot of fun to play, and it's a nice break from the lame duck format that we have here before set 3 comes out. Yeah, thank you so much. Please like and subscribe. I'll catch you next time.